Dylan Parham has been a guy that the Raiders have been depending on. It's looking like Dylan Parham's going to have to transition positions this year. And he's got to have a big year for the Raiders to proceed forward to a championship trajectory, man. It's a make-or-break year for Dylan Parham. Here's a little thoughts on Dylan Parham from me.
In trying out for the left guard spot, and the incumbent at that spot has been Dylan Parham. Now, I think a lot of people are looking at this and they're saying Dylan Parham is on notice. And I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like everyone's on notice on this team. Everybody's got to compete for their job on this team, right? But I think the spirit of why they moved Dylan Parham is more so a fact of they feel like now he's an elder statesman now because he's been here. This is, his second year here, right? Third year, whatever. And Dylan Parham now can move back to his rightful position of right guard. And what they want to do is they want to take the young rook and put him in between the most senior guy on his line, the most accomplished lineman on his line, our left tackle, Colton Miller, and in between Andre James. So you got the rookie in between the two most senior guys.
If you look at Dylan Parham at left guard last year, it's a quick snapshot of what he did, man. I mean, he had 633 pass blocking snaps, 409 run blocking snaps, only 5 penalties, 1 sack allowed, 5 hits allowed, and 26 pressures. So Dylan Parham actually played pretty damn well. In the coming season, Parham will be transitioning to right guard, his natural position out of college, and I think that's going to pay dividends for Dylan Parham. I think Dylan Parham is going to make a leap, and when you look at his numbers now, going into a year where he's still a young player, you probably want to compare his numbers to the best right guard in football in Zach Martin, if this is what you're hoping for. And I have some of those numbers right here. So by comparison, stats-wise, Dylan Parham's not far off of who's widely regarded as the best guard in football. Actually, he kind of bests them in a few categories with hits allowed and sacks. Penalties also. So Dylan Parham is trending in an upward trajectory. And let's hope that he can be anything close to what Zach Martin's been, a guy who's only missed 9 games in his NFL career. Dylan Parham seems to be pretty durable and trending in an upward trajectory. I mean, he's now transitioning to his own scheme, who is more suited for his skill set and size. I think and I expect for Dylan Parham to have a big year for the Raiders. And, that bodes well for this regime. If the trenches are solidified, that's one step closer to being a championship team. Some have Parham as the center of the future. I see him being our right guard of the present, and that's staying that way for a very long time. If you like what you hear or see, hit that like, hit that subscribe, get wasted with your brother Wasted.